10:47 p.m.
I don't know where you are. I don't know who you're with. I don't know what you're doing. But I will find you. And I will wrap you up like a Christmas turkey. And I'll tickle your toes with a black scorpion's tail. Yeah. Hope everything's alright out there, Stevie boy. Had a chat with Dave this morning. He was in bed at 10:30. Woke him up. He loves his bed, doesn't he? Bloody hell. Weather like this and you're in bed. I'm up at 6 every bloody morning, me, mate. I don't get out of bed, I roll out of bed, smash onto the floor and smash out 100 press-ups. Couldn't stay in bed all day. Could you? Not more cup of tea, mate. Anyway, hope everything's alright. I bet you're sitting down by that fucking river again. Flask of coffee. Some jam butties. I'll catch you later. Adios, amigo. Your old China, Charlie. Have you heard all the lies about me in the last few weeks?
Oh, this Huntley thing's just keeps...
Yeah, I've given Huntley a slap. He's 400 fucking miles away from me.
I think it's a spam.
I've just come back from hospital.
It's spam. It's something like it's a bit like on the internet. Sometimes what they do, Charlie, is they create a story. They put a link. They put a link on it, and then when you click on the link, it's like a fake link which takes you to a website you don't want to go to. It's weird, mate. It's almost as if they're like trying to like con people, you know. So it's stupid, mate. So, I'm
actually getting letters from people outside I don't know wishing me well because I'm getting released April the 10th next year.
I know that's.
And I've not even had any fucking jam roll yet.
It's crazy, mate. It's crazy. As Donald Trump calls it, fake news.
That's what it's called, isn't it? Fake news.
Fake news, mate. Yeah. So.
Well, it's some fucking donut sitting behind a computer, gutless, spineless, faceless nobody who spreads all this shit.
Yeah.
Trying to be a somebody.
That's the problem, mate. That's the problem, 100%. It's ridiculous, mate. Ridiculous.
Anyway, it's Saturday today, mate. Fry up today.
Oh, I know. I bet you're looking forward to that, are you?
Oh, yeah. I had my fish and chips yesterday. A lovely bit of fish.
Oh, excellent.
Mushy peas, smothered it in vinegar and salt. It's lovely. Went out in the afternoon, done me fucking work out. It was a beautiful day. Got me canteen.
That's good. What did you get this week?
I've just sent you my canteen list.
Oh, have you, mate? Cheers. Brilliant. Brilliant. You get some good stuff, mind.
I don't do bad here, mate. I don't do bad. Yeah. You know, I went years and years and years with no canteen, you know.
That's but as I said to you, you know, with you putting the graft in and compromising and behaving, it works in your advantage, man.
Steve, if I don't get my next jam roll, mate, there's something wrong. I'm telling you now, there's something wrong because all my reports are good. Mm-hmm. I'm respectful to the kangaroos. I'm doing what I can. What's the next? They've got to let me out, mate.
The next thing is, I suppose, would they put you on the landing next? Is that the next?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, but what people don't realise, out of 45 years in prison, I've spent well over 40 years of that in solitary confinement.
Which is mental.
I deserve it. Don't get me wrong, I deserve it. You know, I've taken 9 prison roofs off. I've had 11 fucking hostages, so I deserve everything that I get. But what people don't realise, I'm now 68 years old.
Yeah.
I've not been in serious trouble for years.
I did laugh.
And also, I've become an artist.
A very good one.
Well, I'm getting there. I don't believe I'm great, but my art's getting better and better as the years fly by. And you know, and I know, I can make a bloody good living outside with my art.
You want us to be honest, Charlie, right? Your art is just as recognisable, and just as distinct, and just as talented as Banksy's.
Well, that's an honour to be up there with Banksy, but
if you went and put that on a wall,
with my art,
yeah.
What I've learned to do instead of getting angry and punching out and being violent and aggressive, I put all my emotions and feelings and aggression and frustrations into my art. So I'm actually creating a little part of myself.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the prison service headquarters don't fucking like my art, and they've now stopped me sending it out.
Right.
I can send it to me family, but I'm not allowed to sign it. I'm the only artist in the world who can't sign his art.
Wow. Yeah.
So all my art that's out there now, that's why it's going for bundles of money, because they're collector's items.
Yeah, exactly.
And my art is all about prison and asylums and brutality, liquid cosh, body belts, straitjackets. It's all about madness.
It's telling a life story.
Hey, that was a nice one Thursday, wasn't it? That little toe rag getting 55 years.
Yeah, I mean, he would have got more as well if he'd been over the age of 21 when he was arrested. But
come on, Steve, you can't get any more than 55 years, mate. Wreck. Yeah. That's his tariff.
I heard some of the parents of the kids who died saying, well, it works out at 2.5 years each for everybody, but at least he won't get out. You know what I mean? But
he ain't going nowhere. But I'm going to tell you something now. What does upset me?
Yeah.
See that little toe rag?
Yeah.
In some jails, he's going to be a hero.
Yeah, that's right.
Because a lot of these Muslim fanatics all around the system, they fucking love him, mate. He's a hero in their eyes.
It's sad, isn't it? It's sad that
disgusting. Years ago in prison, he'd have come through reception, he'd have got a fucking good hiding off the screws, and then as soon as he got on the wing, he'd have had a good hiding off the cons, and he'd have been on Rule 43, protection for the rest of his fucking life.
Yeah.
And now they're walking around the landings like fucking gangsters.
Oh, it's unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable.
Well, times have changed, mate. Times have changed.
Massively
for the worst.
I tell you who I interviewed yesterday. You know, when you tried to ring us, I laughed when you left the message about I'll find you and I'll tickle your feet. I was laughing because I was thinking...
yeah.
I was interviewing David Icke.
David Icke?
Yes, remember him?
The professional footballer.
He was a professional footballer at Coventry, and then he went on to do journalism, and then he went on to be on Grandstand.
He's got to be knocking on now, hasn't he?
He is. He looks well, but obviously he's completely flipped his lid, hasn't he, these days? Because if you remember, he went on...
He's into all these dragons and things, isn't he?
Aye, well, he thinks the Queen's a lizard and stuff like that. But, you know...
He can't talk about my landlady like that.
Well,
fucking liberty, mate.
I interviewed him about football and stuff, so it was good. He still managed to get it in at the end, you know, a few little plugs for what he does.
Is he still up to date with all his football?
Yeah, he was pretty good with it, to be fair. I mean, I was talking about Newcastle's attempted takeover by the Saudis. He wasn't very complimentary about the Saudis, and he was talking about, he was just talking about life in general. But he was actually the reserve goalkeeper at Hereford when Hereford beat Newcastle in the FA Cup.
No!
Fred Potter was in goal, and he was the reserve goalkeeper. So he was sitting in the stands that day, so he was there.
Oh, mate!
And
listen, I read one of his books years ago, and when I put it down, my head was up my arse, mate. It freaked me out, mate.
You can't, but I mean, it's the thing is now there's so many people coming out with what you would probably call conspiracy theories. You know, he's saying that COVID is fabricated; it doesn't exist. Do you know what I mean? And he says,
I don't know about that.
He's saying it's down to people like Bill Gates who basically control the, you know, like the drugs, the pharmaceutical industry, and he's saying that it's all been manufactured so they make money. I mean, it's so far fetched. But then,
but it could be true.
But then you look at it and you think, well, it could be true, but we'll never know. You know what I mean? We'll never know. It's
not in our lifetime, mate.
No, it's bizarre, mate. Absolutely
bizarre. But you'll always get people like him, you know, whether he's mentally ill or what, I don't know, but some of his books are worth a read, you know.
Well, I tell you who I interviewed a while back. I met him in Nottingham last year. I met one of the survivors of WACO. Do you remember the tragedy in...
of course you do, in America.
Yeah, well, one of the guys who was in the compound 3 days before it went up in flames, and it was a good friend of David Koresh's. He still believes that David's going to come back as the next.
Oh, that's insanity, mate.
Yeah, well, I took him for a coffee, but you can when you sit with him and listen to him, he's very persuasive, and you can see how somebody who was maybe weak-willed, Charlie, would get sucked in.
And the truth is, he's not a liar, because a liar always slips up, and he's been like that for decades and decades, sticking to the same story all the way through.
But it's weird that they think that David's going to come back, and they thought David was like Jesus, you know? I mean,
fucking mental, mate.
It is, mate. It is. It's
in other words, it's sad, isn't it? Did he ever have a family?
David Koresh, had a lot of kids, but most of them went up in flames. I mean, there was so many...
No, I don't mean him. I mean the other fellow, Icke.
David Icke, yeah, he's got... his family more or less manage him.
What does his family think of it all?
But obviously believe him. And his son Gareth is the one who makes the bookings, because I did the interview online with him. And it was like a video conference call like you had the other day for the first time. And then, his wife manages him. This is his second marriage, I think. And she manages him. So, obviously they believe in what he says, you know.
And how old is he now? He's got to be 70 odd, hasn't he?
I think he'd be around about the same age as you, Charlie, you know. 67, 68. Aye, yeah.
Oh, he's only young then.
He's only young, but he's a bit like yourself. He still looks younger. You know what I mean? He's done well, aye. It must be the fresh air.
It's all that fucking madness, mate.
It's the madness and the fresh air he gets in the
It's the madness with the fresh air, boy. You can always tell by their eyes, you know.
I meant, you know what?
Remember Ronnie's eyes?
Yes, I do.
Oh, mate, I've never seen eyes like his, mate.
I'm good.